You know, there are easier ways to fix mistakes in voiceovers, but I just torture myself and end up scrapping the whole voice recording and then just redoing the whole video. Because apparently I like torturing myself. So let's get into the speed painting. I actually end up drawing 4 portraits in this time frame. And how I do that is just restricting my time. Literally restricting the time I spend on each portrait drawings. Because unlike last time, I didn't do that, and I was like, I'll practice portrait drawings. And then I did 1 portrait, and I just tried my best to replicate it. So that's how we get to today's video. So what I end up doing is I restrict the timeline to 45 minutes, and this is in hopes to A, find my style, B, learn how to simplify, and C, figure out some shortcuts to how to draw portraits, basically. And these are sort of the results of me doing that. Processing, trying to remember what I need to say. No, it's not scripted. I've just done this voiceover so many times that I don't remember what I've mentioned so far. But yeah, so first I'll talk about line art because we are doing it right now. In line art, okay, when you do portraits, some people do line art, and I have tips for that. So when you do line art, you can do it in a color, and I suggest you to do it in a color instead of doing it in black. That way it can be easier to adjust the color of the line art if you feel like maybe red isn't right for this situation. And you can do it with black too, but doing it with color can sort of help you, like, save you from having to do a clipping layer. What you do is you line your whole piece in one single color, and then in Medibang you go into the filter, then you press hue, and then you slide your sliders across until you find perhaps an unsaturated color you're looking for, or perhaps you're looking to make it a lighter color, darker color, maybe you want it from red to blue. And you can do that simply by just doing filter hue and then going from there. The second alternative to fixing it, and this one is better for if you want to do maybe a gradient line art, if you want to do section line art. So let's say your hair is green for your OC and you want a darker green outline while you want everything else to be black, or maybe you want just the nose to be a darker color, a darker, like a tanned color or something. Then this is probably the method that you want to lean towards, or the method that you want to use permanently. I don't know. I'm not here to judge you. What you do is you create a new layer over top of the line art, and then you press clipping. And what this does is this will clip colors only to the layer, whatever's filled into the layer below. And for that, you could just end up coloring over the whole piece using color gradient, whatever you'd like, and then that color will only stick to the line art. That is how you can do line art. That's how you can vary the color. That's how you can play with line colors and stuff like that, and it can help make a difference when it comes to doing portraits or any stylized piece that involves line art. Are there any pieces that doesn't involve line art that's stylized? I do not know. Probably. I'm just going to say probably. When it also comes to simplifying things, the time frame is to make you feel pressured. If you can pressure yourself already, then good on you. But the time frame helps you feel pressure, and it also makes you then, it forces you to simplify something so it becomes more legible, but also not too simplified, so then you're like, I don't know what that is. So when it comes to simplifying things, you just want to block out any lines or any details or stuff that it won't matter in the grand scheme of things. That's why people can get away with dots as eyes, is because the human brain knows that due to the location and the size and that it's a pair, they might be eyes. So yeah, simplifying things can be a great exercise just to, help creativity. You don't even have to do portraits. You could do animals and all of these things. My purpose of simplifying things in this case was just to help me get through portraits faster and sort of like cheat my way instead of doing like 2 hours and a half of portrait drawing. Yeah. Anyways, this one is my favorite one, by the way, just because of the painterly feel it has to it. It sort of feels like there are brush textures. And the texture, I've just been really loving the textures lately. Have I found any shortcuts? No. I just do the usual thing. I find that using the sketch to sort of refine the shapes of the face is very important, and sketching is important. I say that a lot. Just getting your outlines and your construction lines in. Super good. Alright, next one. This one I absolutely hate, and it's nothing to do with it being a guy's face. It's all about my ability to apparently see a color and be like, oh, it's that color, because I couldn't do that. So I color pick like the wrong color, like I eyeball the wrong color all the time. So I picked colors that were too yellow, and they should have been more towards like the orange, red hue, but I didn't do that. So his face gets messed up because of that. And also like fine details and stuff like that. It was just a hot mess. Like the mouth is partially open and he has his teeth, and I didn't know how to shade teeth or the inner mouth. So it's just one hot mess. And his chin looks too long because I failed to use an even darker shade to shade the face. So it's just one big mess. The only redeeming quality might be his hair, and that's it. My apologies, dude. Like, I'm sorry. It wasn't his fault. But yeah. And I think the eye shape really killed me too. So, yep. Oopsie daisy. At this point though, I did like 3 of the pieces back to back to each other. So maybe I was feeling a bit exhausted. Some people work like 6-10 hours on a piece. I'm like 2 hours? Too long. Anyways. But yeah, at this point I was like, I have 45 minutes to get this whole thing done and to correct my mistakes. So I tried my best and I didn't quite succeed. But that's okay because I sort of kind of redeemed myself with the next portrait piece. Now I want to say when it comes to portraits, using references are important. Using references is important because people's face shape, like the faces, the shapes of faces, the face's shape. People have different shaped heads. So because of that, it really helps when you use a reference and you learn how to simplify faces a bit more, and just stylizing faces a bit more. So some people have these really cool like cartoon style with rounded faces, which they alter and change through things like the hairline, the eyes, the eyebrows, expressions, this and that. That's their variation. And some people have these really exaggerated angular jaws or very round face, large forehead, or very bulbous nose, things like that. So working off reference photos and sort of learning how to stylize that way can also help you to figure out what you like to exaggerate more in your own style and things like that. Personally, for me, I sort of like more realistic style, or doing more realistic pieces. I love seeing some people has these really cute cartoon styles, and I'm like, that's adorable, and I sort of want to pinch the cheeks. I'm just saying. But yeah, so for me personally though, I do like doing a bit more of the realistic side of art. That's just a personal thing. Sometimes it goes into surrealism, but very rare. Anyways, but yeah, so just practicing references and learning to stylize things. I don't really stylize a lot here, other than sort of picking up like a painterly feel with the portraits by not over blending, and also using the oil pastel brush. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. If I had to rank my favorite to least favorite, it would be picture number 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 1, then 3. 3, I want to like bury it in a hole and never dig it back up again. That's why it's sandwiched between these two, because you don't have to remember that. Who remembers the middle? Anyways, so yeah, here are the final results. I will put them in order from what I liked the most to which I liked the least. And I hope you guys enjoyed my little brief spiel rant. Maybe I could have formulated or like voiced everything a bit better in something that you can comprehend. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the speed painting / voiceover rant thing. And I also want to say thank you for watching the video, and to stay safe, stay hydrated, and hopefully I'll see you in the next speed painting. Bye!